Channel, and today is day 7 of our JavaScript challenge, and today's problem is function composition. And the statement is saying that given an array of functions f1 f2 up to fn and return a new function fn, that is the function composition of the array of these functions. And the function composition of fx, gx and hx is a function of x equals first calling function f and then inside calling g and finally inside h of x. And the function combination of an empty list of functions is the identity function fx equals x. And you may assume that each function in the array accepts one integer as input and returns one integer as output. And this is our first example. Here we have input this array of functions and in x as 4. So first we call f of x, and inside this our argument will be, parameter will be this function, or for this function our parameter will be the last one, and we start resolving from the last to first. So first the value of x is 4, so for the last function this is an arrow function syntax. This will return 2 into x, which will return 8 in this case. And for the second function, this function, the parameter will be 8, so it will return 8 into 8, which is 64. And for the first function, the parameter will be 64 and it will return plus 1, which is 65 here. So we have to just implement this. So let's get started. And before moving to the code part, you can, I highly suggest you to read this array.prototype.reduce write from the MDN. And this is saying that the reduce write method applies to a function against an accumulator and each value of the array from right to left to reduce it in single value. Yesterday we talked about array.reduce, and array.reduce work from left to right and this work from right to left. And this is an simple example. It start working from right to left and concatenating the accumulator and current value. So currently accumulator is at 4 5, current value is at 2 3 final, and again accumulator is at this place. So this will concatenate the whole part. And you can see the examples here. There are two case scenarios. First, the initial value is passed, and second, the initial value is not passed. Yeah, this is how it works when initial value is not passed. So this is returning the accumulator plus current value. So first, when initial value is not passed, our accumulator will be set to the last element, which is 4 in this case, and current value will be 3, so it will return 7. And again the return value of the previous call is the parameter of the next call, so return value is 7 here. So second call, the parameter is 7, so the accumulator is set to 7 and current value will be 2, so it will return 9. And for the third call, the return value is 9, so accumulator will be 9 and current value is 1, so return statement will be sum of these two, which is 10. And for the fourth call, the parameter is past value is 10 and current value is 0, so it will return 10. This is how it's work when initial value is not passed. Just a simple line: when initial value is not passed, accumulator is set to the last index in reduce.write case, and for reduce it will be set to first element. And when initial value is passed, here we are passing 10 as initial value, so accumulator will be set to the initial value, and everything works exactly same way. So you can read this. And now head back to our solution and write some code. So first, approach 1, I am using loops. So this will be the simple solution. So just write a for loop and let's iterate from end to beginning. So I will be functions dot length -1 and I till greater than or equals to 0, and finally decrementing our I. And inside this loop, just x equals functions ith element and calling it as passing by value x. So yeah, just one line, and we return x. So just iterating from end to beginning and returning the final value of x in this case. So let's submit it, and then we see the approach 2. Sorry, n is missing here in this spelling. So yes, this passed, and now commenting it and writing our second solution using reduce.write, which we see just now. So inside this, let me write next function. And commenting the first function. Okay. Yeah, let's write our second approach. So just we are return functions dot reduce write, and a callback function with two parameters, accumulator and current value, or let's write current function here, and this will return current function and passing it accumulator, and this is the return value, and for the next call this will be our accumulator. And just we discussed here, our initial value is here x equals 4, so at first we need our accumulator to 4, so just we are passing initial value here, so this is x in this case. So at first accumulator will be 4 and current function will be the last function, because we are using reduce.write. So the current function will be this function, and this will be our accumulator. So it will return 8 first, and I tried on this already. So let's run this solution also. Yeah, this passed, and let's submit it. Yeah, it accepted. And now discuss what the time complexity and the space complexity for this approach. The time complexity is because for every solution we are iterating over the array of functions, and if the size of the array is n, so it will result in our time complexity to be big of n, where n is size of array. And if we don't count this function's space complexity, which is big of n, size of array, this will give us a space complexity big of 1, because we are using only x. So a space complexity will be big of 1 in this case. So constant space, and for this also big time complexity will be same, because we are iterating over whole the array. And yeah, that's all for this. If you find this video helpful, please consider liking this, and if you are not subscribed to this channel yet, please consider subscribing this channel. This will motivate me to make some more content. And let's see in the day 8 of our JavaScript challenge tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you in next video.